as custodians, we need to really have researchers who really go out there and find out more about these objects before you can actually say, this is how I'm going to preserve it, this is how I'm going to store it, this is how I'm going to restore it. I believe cultural objects have a life. We tend to not to see that because we look at them as objects. But if you look at what you and I are doing in life, what is the baseline that we use? What is the measurement criteria that we use? It's our culture. We look back and we say, what makes me to realize that I am who I am is the cultural background, because that comes and brings in your identity.
It's essential that any documentation reflects the respect for the cultural heritage we are trying to document. So ensuring this knowledge is documented means working directly with the community to capture not just the how part of it, but why and the reason behind these traditions. 3D scanning and the 3D modeling is a game changer. It captures incredible details and creates accurate digital models of structures and the artifacts as well. So in my experience, having detailed records has significantly aided in conservation efforts.
We need to make use of these modern technologies to improve or enhance the documentation of cultural property. Because doing the documentation manually and physically, like what we are used to doing, especially for archaeological sites, sometimes it is very difficult, like I have indicated, the issue of inaccessibility of some of these sites. So with the technology, the draws that we've been talking about, it makes documentation quite easy and very much enjoyable.
We have to understand one basic aspect of the documentation, that it's a specialized task and it's only about one season of work. It's related with many people, so we have to understand that we need to precise a documentation policy. We are in a digital world, so how can we have more access to the analog supports and the digital access for the new information?
When you document so that you take accountability. There's so many reasons or rationale of why we have to document. So you do that so that you really know what you have. You answer a lot of questions about this item that you are mandated ethically, obviously, to look after. We have seen the importance of incorporating indigenous knowledge systems or our traditions. So with digitizations, it means you can record those and then incorporate into your digital systems.
Really important to the idea of documentation, especially for museums, is that it's living, it's evolving. So documentation should respond to sort of changes in society, but then also as new information becomes available, as new information comes to light, that there needs to be a way to sort of integrate that. So whether that's in an analog or a digital format, building in procedures and workflows that enable the recording of the information in whatever format that's available to you to fit into the sort of protocol of how you then find that information and pull it out again.
Documentation should not be only a matter done by documentalists. It's about conservators also doing documentation. There's many other staff members in museums that could do documentation as perhaps non-staff. And so we have initially inside the museum all these individuals that still have something to say about collections, so they could provide elements to evidence the story of museum collections. But also there might be other individuals that could contribute to documenting and further enriching the collection because of their knowledge.
So what we believe, how we can have a long-term impact and how documentation can help for that and how we connect to the local communities is by making it a very easy and very normal habit of documenting. We think that if it's an organic way, so if it's very convenient for just average local communities to document and connect that to other institutions such as museums or the touristic center or, for example, the universities, we think it could have a easier and long-term impact.
This aspect is the most important, the values, because what do we conserve if we don't know what are the values of which have to be conserved? So the values can be discussed, and they are not necessarily the same for everybody. So it's something which should be ongoing and should be always rediscussed whenever something is putting on display or putting into an exhibition and so on. I think this discussion can just go on and on.